Hey everyone, what's cooking? This is Gladys. How are you doing? If this is your first time of coming or being on my channel, then welcome. And if you're coming back, if you're returning, then welcome back. This is Worship with Gladys, where we have God conversations. We talk about how to live an authentic Christian life. And we're all about community here. We're all about growing and strengthening one another. So if you're looking for ways, you're looking for tips on how to live an authentic Christian life, how to live your faith the way that the Bible says to live it, then you're in the right place. I love something that God has been doing with me, and it's as I get to know Him, He's revealing Himself more and more and more to me every day. So thank you for joining me. So today I want to talk about something that I've always heard. It's an old saying where they say, God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. Okay, so I'm going to tell you two things about what I thought that meant and how I interpreted it in my old Gladys days, and how the new Gladys interprets that same sentence now. So for me, the Gladys of before, it was God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, and if I can't change it, then I abandon it. If I can't change it, then I put it aside. If I can't change it, then I say, oh, well, maybe God didn't want me to do it in the first place. If I can't change it, then, oh, that wasn't in the stars for me anyway. So I abandon it. Okay? But the new Gladys, now, for me, it's, okay, God gives me a desire, because, first of all, let me back up. When you start to know God, and I have a blog, and I'm going to invite you to come visit me on my website, worshipwithgladys.com. That's my blog. I have I wrote a blog post a few months ago where I said that if you want to learn to know God, you will. And as you begin to know Him, as you begin to understand God, as God begins to reveal Himself to you, He will also begin to give you desires that match up with His, that align with His. Okay? That align with His. He will give you desires that align with His will for you. Okay? So, as I began to know God, I also began to notice that God was beginning to put desires in me, and once I aligned with those, then He began to bring people into my circle to help out with those dreams. You see where I'm going? All of it is tied together, but it starts with God, this is me, this is you, what are we doing? I just want to know more. And I think on my part, I just said to God, I just want to know you. I was in one season of my life where it was just about knowing God. Everything resonated, everything pointed to that. Every time I led worship, my songs were about knowing God. My Bible reading were about knowing God. My Bible study was about knowing Him, about understanding Him, about knowing His will for my life. And that's all that it was, until I began to also notice that I wasn't asking. God was beginning to do things that I wasn't asking for. He was beginning to bring up, for example, I would just get an opportunity, something that I may have thought about weeks or months or years ago. God would just bring into my remembrance. And once that comes into my remembrance, from before where, I don't know what to do about this, so I'm not going to touch it. I can't change this, so I'm not going to touch it. It began to be, okay, Lord, give me wisdom. Lord, give me understanding. What is it that I need to do to get this dream to come to fruition? So it changed, but all of it changed from me, well, my prayer going from I just want to know you, to God now beginning to bring so many opportunities my way. So a lot of it is know God for you. I always say that almost becoming like a thing I say in all of my videos now. You have to know God for yourself. You have to know how God speaks to you, how God reaches you, and how you reach God. And again, knowing God, it's not complicated. You can know God for you. You can know God for you. Okay, so thank you for being on this video with me today. If you liked the topic that I just spoke about, then please subscribe. Okay, comment, share with somebody who would love to hear something like this. Okay, thank you. Bye.